back to the channel. Today we are back on the offensive side of the ball, looking at the Cleveland Browns playbook today. And I have a little bit of a funky formation for you. Split backs, offset, wing close is what we're going to be in today. And of course, if you watch football on Sunday, this isn't really something you're going to see. Maybe a little bit on Saturdays, maybe a little bit even more on Friday nights in high school football. You don't see a lot of split backs in the NFL though. Starting to come back with the pony sets and stuff like that, where these teams are kind of putting two running backs on the field. This isn't quite a pony set. We're actually just going to have a tight end or a fullback on the field. So let's just get into this. And I'm talking about having tight ends and fullbacks on the field. If you notice here, just in the base formation, you're going to see a defensive lineman, Huntington, the defensive tackle. If you're just coming out in this base formation, this is what the alignment is going to be here. This is what your personnel is going to be. So we're going to tap on the right stick here. We're going to tap, you see our packages down there in the bottom of the screen. Tap our right stick to the left here until we get to tight end at fullback. So you're going to want to have two tight ends. It's going to put your backup tight end in at fullback there. Now you see we have Fannin at the fullback spot / running back spot type of deal. And that's going to be your backup tight end. So obviously they still have Njoku in this right now. Njoku will be the guy that's sort of attached to the line of scrimmage there, hipped off the tackle. And then we're going to have Harold Fannin in the backfield with us. So just wanted to go over that as well. Let's get on the field. So here I did match with just a regular nickel formation on the defensive side. I know we have two tight ends on the field / two running backs, whatever you want to say. But I still feel like you're going to end up seeing nickel most of the time. So let's start with the run game here. Halfback off tackle, and of course the fullback dive is what I have chosen here to come out in. Fullback dive is nice. Of course, this is why you want a fullback in this type of spot. A guy that's very versatile in that Fannin role. You want a guy that can run block a little bit. He's going to be our lead blocker on our next run. You want to be able to hand the ball to him, throw the ball to him. Needs to be able to do a little bit of everything. But we do have the fullback dive, and you can see there we actually hit a nice run there on the inside. And of course, we always talking about being able to attack the defenses where they're going to be vulnerable in the run game. Run where you have blockers and they have less tacklers. That's as simple as that. So here, we're going to see that run up the middle. Actually closed up pretty quick there. But that's why we want to be able to have the multiplicity in the run game, where we have that inside run. Now we also have the halfback off tackle that we can pivot to, and they kind of lock it up right there, but we have that halfback tackle we can pivot to and try to get outside. We have that inside-outside aspect of the run game. And there you see kind of the downside there of having just a regular tight end and not a fullback. You can see here Harold Fannin, not going to do a great job as a lead blocker. You would love for him to just continue down the field and block number 7 right here, and that would be a very big run. Instead, he actually comes back to the line of scrimmage. And maybe anyone would have done that in Madden. It's hard to say. It's Madden, man. Maybe that guy breaking through the line of scrimmage triggered something in the code or whatever and made him come back that way. But you would love to see him just continue on down the field. We think we can get around the corner with our running back and make a big play there. But unfortunately, that is kind of the downside of just having a regular tight end in there as opposed to a fullback with a good lead block rating. So that is pretty much it for the run game that we're going to cover in this. Inside, outside, you have the fullback dive and you have the halfback off tackle. Flipping between those two kind of gives you diversity in the run game there. So let's get into these pass plays. Mills backed cross is going to be our first one. And all I'm going to do is put Njoku on a post route, and then I'm going to increase his stem. So I'm going to go to custom stem. I'm going to go bump up once and then bump up twice with my left stick and make him run a little bit longer of a post. And then our backs out of the backfield are going to be just running crossers. And that's kind of why I like to increase his stem. He just gets down the field, as opposed to if you just put him on a regular post. So you can see he kind of runs into that area. Obviously, I kind of threw that, to demonstrate as well. But you can see he kind of gets into a little bit better area if you can extend his stem. And of course, like we said, you do have the running backs out of the backfield. There, of course, he does drop it. But you can see now the benefit as well of having a tight end, having that short route running. You can see where this guy needs to be a do-it-all type of player for you on the offensive side of the ball. But really nice one here. And then, of course, we do have that angled post route. Nice man beater. Of course, I give up on the play. You have that nice angled post route. Sort of sets up the leverage well against man coverage. And then you do have the comeback route over there. If you are holding the ball a little bit longer, Jerry Jeudy is your comeback route as well. So here, again, you see that linebacker just sort of vacate, and he went deep with the posts. Then we have the two running backs underneath, crossing underneath. Really nice pass. Either way, I do like this pass play to start the scheme off with. We'll run it one more time here. And there again, you can see the linebacker turns his back, runs with Njoku down the field, leaves those running backs, and the tight end in this case, wide open underneath. So kind of just baiting. You can imagine that being the opponent's user. Is he going to come down and try to play those crossers underneath, or is he going to run with the big post, or try to guard the post from Njoku and the angled post out there? Makes it a little bit tougher on him.
Quick break here. Just want to remind you guys that if you are enjoying the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I think something like 75% of you guys that watch the videos regularly are not subscribed to the channel, so go on ahead and just make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are enjoying. Then you'll be able to see whenever the newest stuff comes out. And I don't want to take away from the video for too long, so let's just get right back into it.
Next one here we're going to get into is bench H angle, and I like to make a couple different adjustments to this. I'm going to be putting someone on a post, so I can put Njoku on a post, and this one I don't need to increase his route stem. I kind of like where he breaks in this one. I can put Njoku on the post route, or I can take Tillman and put him on the post route. Either one. If you want to route another route just going to the flat is sort of like a check down to Njoku, that's absolutely cool. Or if you like to run you want to have two corner routes out there on the outside with Tillman and Judy, that's also fine. And I would recommend switching between these in the game. You don't just want to run. I always put Njoku on the post route. You don't necessarily just want to do that. So we'll run it both ways here. There you can see Njoku doing a great job in man coverage, and that's why I kind of like putting him on the post route as well. You still have the two outside corner routes as man beaters, and then you have Njoku on the post there. And obviously what's nice about that, even if you put Tillman on the post, what's nice about this play, if they kind of shade to one side or the other there, they are, they're trying to stop the corner or they're trying to stop the post over the middle. If they shade inside with their zones or shade with their man coverage, you kind of have an answer for that either way. You have a corner and a post. But you also have the running back out of the backfield. Of course, we're just going to get man coverage. At least we get rid of it in time. But we do have the running back out of the backfield as well, and that's kind of what we're trying to set up whenever we do get zone coverage. You can see Njoku kind of carries him down the field. That might have been zone match, might have been man, not exactly sure. But you can see the linebacker ran with the tight end on the route over the middle, and then leaves the running back wide open. And there, actually fitted in quite nice. There, the linebacker, we'll kind of show you here in replay mode. Here, this linebacker, if I could ever get on him, he doesn't kind of do anything. He just sort of sits in no man's land. So that kind of makes me think, oh, he's going to kind of cover this running back here, which leaves the post route not wide open. Would have loved to kind of flatten it out a little bit more, flatten out the throw a little bit more, kind of lead him like right here where I'm sitting. But does a good job. We do a good job clicking on, coming back to the ball, and getting the completion. But it's all about that linebacker sitting over this middle of the field. Does he fall back with the deeper post, whether that be the tight end or the receiver, or does he play the running back? So bench H angle, I think, gives you a lot of answers there in the passing game. And we really didn't even throw the corner route. We'll try to throw one corner route here. There you see Jerry Jeudy. Click on. Corner routes just always money in Madden. It's, for whatever reason, they can't figure out how to cover them. Last one here for this scheme out of the split backs is going to be PA slide. And this is, again, why you want to have a pass catcher at that fullback tight end in the backfield position. I'm going to put Fannin Jr. here on a post route. And then I'm going to cancel this, cancel that play action. And there you can see what we're trying to set up. Again, if you can roll out to the right. Eventually, of course, our first read is going to be to that right side of the field, trying to set Njoku up there on the corner. But again, we're going to take that every single time. If that isn't going to be open towards the right side of the field, we're kind of reading that as like basically a sail concept, using Tillman as the clear out route, Njoku on the post route, and then Jeudy trying to pull those zones away from Njoku there. And then we're reading that out, and then we'll have, again, we just have Fannin like here. I mean, if they're going to give you that, obviously we need to take that wide open running across the field. But then we kind of have Fannin to bring our eyes back to after if we see that this isn't open. Like here, we're trying to get outside the pocket. I should have just threw the ball. I saw Jerry Jeudy running wide open. I don't know why I just didn't throw it. But PA slide, even though I'm not hitting them right now, you can see the concept behind it. Canceling that play action. Yeah, there we go. Finally, running away from my life right there. They're definitely heating me up. But we do actually complete one there to Jerry Jeudy, how we're supposed to. And again, we're reading this right side of the field, If they're going to give us Njoku, he was open. Just got to put it on him right there with Shador. But you can see that's our first read again. And then just coming back to the Harold Fannin post there. Of course, he kind of gets caught up there on the defensive lineman / linebacker. But eventually, we do have that to bring our eyes back to if we run into trouble there on that right side read. Overall, I do really like this split backs offset. Very unique scheme, I would say. You would think this is more of a run-heavy scheme, just kind of how it's set up, sort of gives that old school football type of look to it, I guess. But the run game isn't necessarily I would say the big draw of this. It's more so these three pass plays, and you do have a mesh play as well in this in this. We just didn't cover that today. But I would say all the ways you can kind of attack this defense and sort of all the answers it gives you is sort of the appeal with this particular scheme. But either way, super good out of this Cleveland Browns playbook. Split backs, offset, wing close. That is a mouthful, but nice scheme here. And I do appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys sticking around till the end. And if you did, obviously you liked the video here, so leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And I think that's all I need to get out here at the end of the video. And yeah, hope to catch you guys in the next one. Later.